Good evening. I'm Dr. Lynn Blair, the principal at Wissahickon High School. I'm excited to introduce some new members of our admin team to you. I will just take a minute here to tell you that I'm incredibly grateful for these 4 people. They define what it means to be a dream team. They are the hardest working and most student-centered team I could ask for. Dr. Karen Haney is our assistant principal for students with the last names A through G. Dr. Haney was formerly Miss Gebhardt. Her name may have changed, but she is still the same great person. Mr. Waite Yost is our current acting assistant principal for students with the last names H through O. Mr. Yost has seamlessly stepped into this leadership role while Mrs. Kelly is out on her maternity leave. And Mr. Jim Kelly, not related to assistant principal Mrs. Kelly, is our assistant principal for students with the last names P through Z. Mr. Kelly started in July in the midst of all this chaos and has proven to be a wonderful asset to our team. And finally, last but not least, our athletic and activities director, Mr. Jim Cairns. Mr. Cairns exudes with pride in indescribable ways. His spirit is greatly appreciated, especially in this role. Welcome to the 2020-2021 school year. When anyone says 2020, there seems to be an automatic tensing up of the shoulders and a gigantic eye roll. But I see the start of this new school year as an opportunity to make the last part of 2020 memorable in good ways. Though this isn't the ideal scenario for any of us, when I get frustrated by the lack of good parts of my job, the students and the teachers, I try and force myself to focus on what we are gaining during this unique experience. A sense of community, a stronger appreciation for connection and relationships, the building of resilience and determination, a lot of learning in the technology realm, and an addiction to the TV series Parenthood. How did I miss that so many years ago? For the WHS community, our focus has been on providing our teachers with intensive professional development to support the shift to virtual learning. I am entirely confident in their commitment to excel and provide a very rewarding and engaging educational experience for our students. But even more importantly, we are focusing on building relationships and creating a classroom culture outside of the classroom walls. Please know that how our students are doing remains a top priority for us. If you need any support, we are here to help. That is not an empty promise. Though we don't know what is ahead for us, will we continue with virtual? Will we have a hybrid plan? When will life get back to normal? I can assure you that all of our decisions will be grounded in providing the best and safest educational opportunity for our students and teachers. Thank you. I would now like to introduce Dr. Karen Haney.
Hello and good evening. I would like to share some information about some academic supports we continue to offer to our students. Students who have questions with math and writing can access our math and writing labs during the school day. During each course, each day, we have a math and English language arts teacher available to help your child. Students should access these resources when they have study hall. While we are on at-home learning, the schedule for these labs will be posted at the start of each week to Schoology with links to the team meetings for your children to join. It's a great academic support for our students, and we encourage your child to take advantage of this resource. Another fantastic academic support is our extended learning time, better known as ELT. ELT runs on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays after the regular school day. It will also be offered to students during this virtual time. Teachers in math, ELA, science, social studies, and world language sign up to staff this program. Then your child can join those meetings with those teachers to get help with homework or a prior lesson. It's a great option for students who have questions. While we are virtual, the schedule will be posted to Schoology at the start of each week. Again, your child simply needs to click the link to access the ELT subject area for which they need help. Please know, however, that there may be days where support for a certain subject is not available through ELT. We encourage your child to access that subject area in ELT when there is a teacher available. While on virtual learning, ELT will be offered every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday afternoon from 3:30 to 4:30. It's another great support available to your child. We encourage him or her to take advantage of it. We are all here to support your child in school and while on virtual. Finally, I want to share some information about Fun Fridays. Periodically, over the course of each month, we will designate Fun Friday activities for our homerooms. Our first Fun Friday will be held on September 11th. Fun Fridays will be held about every other week on Friday mornings from 8 to 8:30 and will be designated homeroom time. Homeroom teachers will post links to Teams meetings to their Schoology for their homeroom students to join. This Fun Friday time will be used to build relationships and camaraderie with students and their homeroom teachers, and is a great opportunity for students to engage in fun activities and virtually socialize with one another. Thank you. I would now like to introduce Mr. Jim Kelly.
Thank you, Karen. I'd first like to start by saying how excited I am to be joining the Wissahickon High School family. I've worked for Wissahickon for the last 10 years as a teacher and most recently an instructional coach. While the transition has been challenging at times, the opportunity to work with your students each day is what excites me most. Technology plays a large role in our educational program each year, and even bigger role right now. Schoology will remain an important part of day-to-day operations at Wissahickon High School. Schoology is where students receive and submit assignments and where teachers can communicate with parents and students. One change this year will be that no course grades will be in Schoology. While parents can still see grades on individual assignments, you will need to check Infinite Campus for course grades. Infinite Campus remains mostly unchanged from last year, as it will continue to be a place to check for grades, announcements, and other important information. Microsoft Teams will be utilized daily for synchronous classes with all teachers. Teachers have already set up their teams for students and have sent instructions on how to join. While we hope all technology runs smoothly, there will no doubt be some glitches along the way. Please know that technology is working very hard to make sure that all programs, networks, and machines are running as expected. If you're experiencing issues with technology, please reach out to your child's teacher, guidance counselor, or administrator. Thank you, and I will now pass it over to Mr. Whit Yost.
Oh, good evening. My name is Whit Yost. I've been serving as an English teacher here at Wissahickon High School for 17 years, and now I'm proud and honored to be serving as a member of the administrative team, albeit for a short time. 2 years ago, we created WISLink, a nationally recognized freshman orientation and transition program that trains 11th and 12th grade student leaders to be mentors and positive role models to the incoming freshman class. On Friday, August 28th, these WISLink leaders served as the facilitators of our second annual student-led freshman orientation. And despite the challenges presented by COVID-19, they made us all very proud, giving up several hours during the last week of their summers to prepare to welcome, energize, and familiarize the class of 2024 to the high school. But their job isn't done. Throughout the year, they'll be connecting with their groups of freshmen, planning social events to build community among members of the freshman class, and facilitating homeroom-based activities to engage members of the class of 2024 in discussions about what it takes to be successful in high school. We're so grateful to the link leaders and staff coordinators for the time and energy they've invested. Speaking of investment, even though we're learning remotely, all Pennsylvania guidelines regarding student attendance still apply. This means attendance will be taken daily in every class, and teachers, administrators, and the attendance office will be reaching out to families when students are absent. To help us keep the most accurate attendance records, if you know your student is going to be absent, please contact Nikki Crawford in the attendance office, just as you would during normal times. Attendance also means joining each class on time. Students should be sure to log in promptly, turn on their cameras and microphones, and actively participate in their lessons. When given time to work independently or in small groups, students should make sure to return to the general class meeting when asked. Students who are tardy for unexcused reasons or cut class entirely will face consequences as per the student handbook. In addition to being present, we also want our students to be their best selves. This means students should remember to act and participate in their classes just as they would while in school, conducting themselves in a manner that is respectful, responsible, and kind. Misbehavior and insubordination will be dealt with promptly, and the appropriate consequences will be applied in accordance with the student handbook. Lastly, a remote learning environment also increases the temptation for students to make poor choices when it comes to academic integrity. Please encourage your child to submit work that is theirs and theirs only, to cite ideas and sources appropriately, and to maintain the integrity of district and teacher assessments by not discussing them with other students. We take cheating and plagiarism seriously as a school, and we encourage families to familiarize themselves with this important section of the student handbook. These are indeed challenging times, but if we can just, in the words of Bill and Ted, be excellent to each other, we can get through them in a way that reflects the best of WIS Nation. Speaking of the best of WIS Nation, Now I'd like to pass the ball to Mr. Jim Cairns, our Athletics and Activities Director.
Hello, WIS Nation. I'm Jim Cairns, Director of Athletics and Activities at Wissahickon High School. We are in full swing again as we extend learning and developmental opportunities outside of the classroom onto our fields, courts, pool, and virtual club settings. Now more than ever, we need to keep our students socially connected. If your child has an interest in joining a club or playing a sport, please have them reach out to the Wissahickon Athletics and Activities office to find out information on how to join. Two resources that can help answer a number of questions about clubs and sports we offer can be found at wsdweb.org, the Wissahickon Athletics Activities tab, and wissahickonathletics.org. Thank you for your continued support during these challenging times, and go Trojans.
On behalf of the administrative team, we all thank you for joining us at Back to School Night. At this time, please enjoy getting to know your students' teachers by watching their Back to School Night videos. These videos will be available for you for 1 week. Thank you so much and have a great night.